Hello and welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne, and this page, and this page, yay! Postcards across the COVID miles. Are you ready? This one is just totally fun and simple. So you might be able to tell, I'm sort of out as far as I can go, but this is a grocery store bag. And because we're in COVID, well, I don't know if your grocery store is doing this, but for a while there, I don't know, their bag situation has been all over the map, but yeah, for a while they weren't doing plastic bags, or they were doing them, but I don't know, something, it all blurs together in my mind. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm cutting off the bottom of the bag. And then we have this, and I think what I'm going to do is turn this upside down. Anyway, I have tons. Oh, I know what it was. This is why I have tons of paper bags, is because now I'm going to cut this little section off because it's doubled there and it would make a lump in my postcard. And you notice how carefully I'm cutting? Not. They wouldn't let us bring in our own reusable tote bag things. So I had to use their bags, and then I amassed this huge collection of bags from the grocery store. So I have lots of brown paper. Now I'm looking to make a 12 by 12 section, and I was going to use this front section. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So if I just go a little over the edge on this side, this becomes a 12-inch, and this is a 12-inch, and I think I'll use this front piece because it's flat and it doesn't have folds. So I can't see. Thanks for shopping with us. Okay, so more or less, I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Yep. Okay, so this top part has a divot right there, so I'm going to cut that off. Then we will measure 12 inches, and we sort of kind of get, that's a little over, but I'd rather be over than under. So I have a 12 by 12, and the reason this is superlative, this is going to be the back side of my card, is when I'm done, really? That's half? Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, so, well, more or less. This isn't going to be perfect, but if I draw a line across and then here and here. Now, I didn't measure that, but more or less, this is a 4 by 6, 4 by 6, 4 by 6, 4 by 6, 4 by 6. 4 by 6. So I get 6 cards. out of the artwork that we are going to make today. So what we're going to do today is make what I like to call a messy mandala. See how this one, well, it wasn't cut apart there, but so when you cut it apart, you get all these really fun cards, and you will notice on this card I even put in writing, and on this card I put in some writing. I really like the cursive. It kind of, you miss it in the bunch. So I call these messy, and I heartily invite you to get messy too, because this is just for fun. Let's not work too hard on this. And you know what? I'm actually going to put a piece of paper underneath, because for drawing you can use anything. I mean, I guess you could probably use a pencil, because it does show up pretty well on the a soft pencil. This is a B. It shows up pretty well, but I like using ink. So I have here at my beck and call a Sharpie pen. I have a Micron. This is a 0.1, I think. Which one is this? That's also 0.1. I have some microns that are bigger and smaller tips. Here is a Sharpie fine point. I think this is another kind of Sharpie fine point. There's also, I think they call this one their medium point. And I even got out my great big chisel point, because sometimes a big wide line is luscious. We could also use a Papermate Flare pen. And then at the end, I thought we would play around a little bit with, these are Sakura. These are silver gel pens, a white gel pen. Uniball Signo. Sorry. But it's made by, I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure that out. And then this is my favorite. It's a Pilot Gold marker. It's that kind of a pen that you have to shake up the ink. And I thought we could try that a little bit at the end. Now, I'm not sure. Ooh, that's a good pen. Let's start with this one. So I could start with my center in the center. I could also, just for exercise, you know, start the center of the mandala someplace else. I didn't say this in the beginning, but mandala is a Sanskrit word that comes out of India, and the direct meaning is circle. So what we're doing is drawing circles. We use mandala because it's often linked with kind of a prayerful practice, which is great. So if that thrills you, this is a mandala. If you don't want to get all woo-woo and prayerful, you're drawing circles. You're drawing Zentangles. You're drawing, not even Zentangles, you're drawing just doodles. This can be as intense as you want it, but it doesn't have to be. It can be just play. So now we're going to put on the right glasses. See, my art glasses have a tassel on them, so I remember which is which. I'm going to start in the middle, just to be something or other. And this pen doesn't have quite as much ink as I thought it did. Let's see if I've got another thin point. No. How about this one? Well, let's try this. This is that point, and it's a double point. It's got a medium point here and a fine point there. So I'm starting with a star. because I changed my name when I was 28 years old. And my father's last name, which I used to have, is, if translates a French name and translated, it means star. And I just kind of like that. I mean, I felt the need to change my name, but I still kind of gravitate to the symbolism of my father's name. So, go figure. There's a thing in Wicca, drawing counterclockwise or drawing a star counterclockwise or doing anything counterclockwise is a symbol of releasing and letting go, and drawing a circle clockwise. Let's just see. Sorry, I can't do the whole thing. I want to draw a pretty circle, and my hand was going to get in the way, so I finished up. But drawing clockwise means we're invoking, we're calling in, we're adding this energy to. So this, a counterclockwise circle could be for clearing out the cobwebs, letting the world release a little bit. Don't bring all the... You know what? Let's come in a little bit for this part right in the middle. All right, can you see me? You can. So we can go counterclockwise. And if you want to use this symbolism, have at it. If all this symbolism stuff drives you crazy, yeah, draw a counterclockwise circle and let it go. Let it go. Actually, I love that song, Let It Go, from the Disney movie Frozen. Actually, what she's saying is not letting go of the magic part of herself, but letting go of the constraints that put her in a position of not living out her skills and powers and magic. So it's letting go of the constraints rather than letting go of the skills themselves. And I think I kind of relate. You know, good girls. I'm old enough to have been brought up in that culture. Good girls don't make a lot of noise. They don't talk too much. They don't tell men when they're wrong. Yeah, I got a chance to undo that one. Let's see. So I like doing what I call messy mandalas. Because I don't have to measure anything out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Not all these circles have to be perfect. This circle is actually a little longer than it is wide. Hold on just a sec. Sorry. So this ends up, I call it a messy mandala, and I let it be okay that the spaces may not be perfect and the shapes might not be perfect, and I might miss the lines here and there. What do I want to do? So I can just let go of the perfection and have a lovely time. Now, when you do this, I highly recommend don't make a video while don't try to talk. And maybe even turn off all the music and turn off the TV and let the sounds and voices inside of you have a chance to bubble up bubbles. Nice squeaky table. So one of the reasons that it is kind of complicated to talk while one draws is that the part of my brain that is measuring the distance from this circle to this circle, from this loop to this loop, and hoping not to get them quite so uneven. I'm sorry, I was a little further over than I thought. So the part of my brain that is measuring distances and hoping to get things kind of evenly spaced is, for the most part, the right hand side of my brain, and the part of I'm getting this right, aren't I? I've talked about this so much in my life that now I get it mixed up. Yes, right brain. And my left brain is the part of, and this is true of all of us, this is how our brains work, is our language center. So if I'm busy trying to measure spaces, then it's hard for me to rummage around in my brain and look for words. Let's see, we're up to 18 minutes already. How did that happen? And I'll go for a few more minutes here. But you get the idea. When you've filled up this whole page, and you know what, if this is overwhelming, take your brown paper bag, and I think I've talked to you about making one of these 4x6 sort of template cards, and draw it out. I think you can see that. And just color this much, just color a card's worth. And then you can take a backer and glue it on the other side. And you've got a postcard. So you don't have to do this great big space. This is just fun if you like it. If you like it, Mikey. So let's try taking this big chisel tip. some words in. This is good brain exercise. See if you can go all the way around the circle and write a cursive love over and over again. Without turning the paper. Really makes our brains think hard about which direction to go in. And I'm talking while I'm doing this, which is just plain silly. V-E. Have you ever heard those stories of, it was Leonardo da Vinci, who used to write with his non-dominant, he was right-handed, and he would write with his left hand, his non-dominant hand. And you know how we write from left to right? He would write with his non-dominant hand from right to left backwards. No. Well, yeah, it sort of was. So if he was writing, let's go for a walk, he would write L-E-T-S-G-O. Of course, he was writing in Italian, not American English, but you know. So he'd sort of be writing backwards. And the story goes that people found his notebooks and they thought, well, it looks like a European language, but they couldn't, it wasn't recognizable words, and they couldn't figure it out for a long time. And finally, somebody held it up to a mirror and it made sense. So just think that if you try to write a word you know pretty well, but write it in a circle, going around the whole circle, and don't turn the page. If it worked for Leonardo, maybe it can work with us too. I like that. Came back with enough space. There you go. So just keep widening your circle, and you can use little doodle marks. You could make a mandala that was all words. You could use rubber stamps. You can do anything you want. And then when you get done, cut out your paper in whatever 4x6 or whatever. I mean, you can make postcards. We've discussed this. You can make postcards that are different sizes. You just pay a little more postage. And and think very seriously about, sort of look at what happens. Oh my God, we're at 25 minutes. There's gold. Here's white. Ooh, that comes out really nicely. It's lovely and visible. Hello. heaven's sakes. And here is silver. Where is that? Oops, sorry. That comes out pretty nicely too. Boy, I really like the white. That's just gorgeous. And of course here. Is black. So, yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I bonked this. So, yeah, let's make messy mandala postcards. Ta-da! And do them on a brown paper bag so that we don't feel precious. I mean, you can do it on any kind of paper you want, any color, any weight. Put a little backer on, a postcard backer on it. You can do anything you want. But the thing I like about working on a brown paper bag is that we stop being quite so precious about it. If you make a mistake, nobody cares. It's a brown paper bag. Lots of people throw them away. So it's a lovely way to recycle. So my blessing diamonds, I have to remake this video about blessing diamonds. But anyway, today, these blessing diamonds are to wish us the blessing of calm and peace while you draw. May you kind of reconnect with all those sweet voices that bubble up from within that tell us how wonderful and magical and creative we are all around the world. So my dearios, have fun drawing and making pretty pictures, and I will see you next time. Bye.